Eric, for your introduction. It's an honor for me to be here to tell you about one of our portfolio investment companies in Myanmar, Myanmar Finance Investment Limited. We are very proud of this company because we have been instrumental from the very beginning, from its formation. We are still very much actively involved in the board and also at the shareholders level. So just to start, I'd like to take you back to where it all began. It's actually in this little room where the three shareholders, Nora Fund, Myanmar Finance Company Limited, headed by Kevin here, my esteemed colleague, and Myanmar Investment Limited, we had a meeting and we discussed, of course, many meetings afterwards, our common vision of building a first-class microfinance institutions offering first-rate products and services to micro and small enterprises. This little room here was an office for our management team, and this is where they spent their time during the formative months in forming the company. Fast forward less than 5 years, this is where we are today. This building is our head office in Yangon, Myanmar. We are currently serving 60,000 borrowers and counting. So we're very proud of this company and the potential this company will add to Myanmar. And if I may, I'd like to tell you a little bit of a background and origin of our work in Myanmar. And for me, Myanmar has always been, and still is, a labor of love, tenacity, and a humbling experience. I say this because in Myanmar, we needed to start from scratch. In a frontier market, very nascent, certainly great potential, but at the same time, great challenges. And these challenges, you name it, uncertain regulation, nascent legal framework, volatile currency, gap in human capacity, institutional constraints, just to name a few. And therefore, in Myanmar, we needed to spend time to really understand the market. We also needed to spend time to build dialogue and build trust and communicate what we require as an investor, especially on social, governance, and environmental issues. Early on in the process, we strategically decided that we were going to prioritize investment opportunities in microfinance. Foreign ownership in banks was not permitted, it still is not permitted. We were also motivated by the developmental impact of the sector in terms of creating a vibrant and micro enterprises. But unlike other markets that we operated, there was a slight wrinkle to the plan. When we entered Myanmar in 2011, the microfinance sector was non-existent. In fact, it wasn't legalized until November 2011. So instead, in the normal course of business, where we'd go through this exhaustive and sometimes exhausting process of mapping out financial opportunities, we had to quickly switch gear and focus on finding the right local partner. A local partner who can provide us insight and help us understand the market, but at the same time, share our vision of inclusive financial services and also share our value when it comes to environmental, social, governance issues, as well as transparency and business accountability. As a DFI, we can provide long-term capital, patience capital, pioneering capital. We can add our investment expertise, but certainly we're humble and we need a strong and the right local partner. And in Kevin, in our team, in Myanmar Finance, we definitely have found that partnership. So, I mean, it's an honor for me to share this stage with Kevin. I think Kevin will tell you more about Myanmar Finance. So, Kevin, please, the floor is yours.
Yeah. Thank you, Fay. Thank you, Norfan, for inviting me to speak in this prestigious event. I'm really proud and humble, honored to be here, to speak here. Myanmar is a country of 51 million people. We are twice the size of Norway, and we have our GDP is a fraction of Norway, which is only 1,400, as you can see. And we have still relatively small FDI, foreign direct investment, and our minimum wages are only $3.2, which is a very small amount. And our employment sector, agriculture is a main employer, and financial inclusion, it's less than 20%. And we have 90% dropout rate from grade 1 to the graduation, which is very desperate. in addition to 2 to 3 million kids who cannot go to school. Myanmar Finance International Limited, right now we have 62,000 borrowers. We have total loan outstanding about $12 million. We have 280 staff, 8 branches, and average loan size of $180. And we have small group loan, large group loan, micro business loan, etc. So this man is a recipient of a micro business loan. He used the money to buy a machine like this, and he is employing 1 or 2 additional more people. Just by the way, you can see one branch of leaves that he offered. This is, he's praying to the people above that for 2 things. 1, the machine doesn't break down. 2, the electricity doesn't break down. So, and this lady is also the recipient of microfinance, micro business loan. She is using the money to buy the more equipment and makeup and hair, nail polish, etc. And this lady, she is part of a large group loan. She is a group of 20 people who use this money to buy more fish to generate more income. We have our borrowers, there are 58% are urban, 42% are rural. And I'm glad to say that 86% are female and 14% are male. So if you give the money to the female, it gets to the family, the children get it. If you give it to men, yeah. Yeah. I don't speak for this crowd. Yeah, and we have our loan portfolio, 52% are trade and services and so on. And the key, the majority of the loan capital among our borrowers, they use it as a working capital. And I'm very proud to say here that we broke even after 18 months. We are one of only 6 companies who got the deposit-taking license. So far, we raised $60 million from the different organizations as Maybank, who is the largest bank in Malaysia, and Symbiotic, Club Loan led by Norfund, Wyco Credit, and we are still talking to a number of different lenders. As you can see here, we have from last year, this year, and next year, we have double the number of total borrowers, and next year we are adding another 40% more. And loan portfolio, I don't want to confuse you with a lot of zeros. We have less than Zimbabwe, but last year it was about 8.9 million. This year we hope to land up to 27.3 million. And the next year, we are expecting to land up to 55.2 million. So it's a big jump. And our borrowings last year was about 2.1 million. This year, about 22 million. And next year, about 37 million. So we need a lot of funding to expand and realize our goals. Yeah, so this is what we have been doing. And I would like to go through my journey, because when I came back from overseas studies in 1995, I was full of energy and I wanted to help my people. So I was looking into different corners of the country, different areas, and I found out that everywhere needs help. Education, finance, health, construction, labor, social, everywhere. So I started contributing to a lot of causes like school construction, scholarships, road constructions, medicines, medical equipment, cataract surgery, social funds, seed money for businesses, etc. But at the end of the day, I realized that microfinance is the one to do it, because microfinance helps not only one person, but it helps the people. It helps the whole family, so protecting the daughters from going to the streets, going to the prostitution, in the human trafficking, we can do that. So I started to contribute to a local NGO called YWCA. So over the 5 years, we were able to help about 2,200 families. But I paused and considered, and I wanted to do more, give it to more families and more, affect more lives. So I knew that at that time it is time to start up a commercial company which we can expand much more without some constraints. So I started a commercial company, and in 2 years we could help 10,000 families, as you can see. This is about 350% jump from like a charity event. And I found out that, okay, my money is very limited, so it's time to form the alliances, joint ventures, and I found Fay. I'm very glad. And with the joint venture and the right financing, now we are at 62,000 borrowers, and we are counting. And loan amount is also increased a lot, as you can see.
So Kevin, maybe you can comment. I mean, because Myanmar was in isolation for 50 years, and as you mentioned, education is definitely an issue. How has this impacted Myanmar? How are we solving this in Myanmar finance when it comes to capacity building?
Yes, we have, as I mentioned in the previous slide, we have 90% dropout rate. So we need a lot of vocational training. And even the 10% who graduate, the quality of the degrees are very questionable. So we do a lot of capacity building in this, as you can see. And we do a lot of areas like microfinance, accounting, financial literacy, risk management, loan quality management, and even computer literacy. And we have to even teach them the soft skills like customer service, communication, and team management, etc. So we are very glad that Norfund assisted us in the technical training programs like risk management. We managed to hire the consultant from Holland for the training. Yeah, and we are very glad for that. Yeah.
Very good. So maybe to close off this session, so Kevin, in 3 words, what is microfinance? What is Myanmar finance for you?
3 words.
In 3 words.
Yeah, I think it's invest, impact, and success, because this is what we are doing. We are investing for impact, and I would say there is quite an impact, jump in impact. And also, we are very successful. So it's very good.
Very good. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. And just fittingly, there is one person who introduced us, Fay and me, to start the microfinance business in Myanmar. The then Norwegian ambassador to Myanmar at the time, Miss Katia Nordgaard, who's happened to be here. So if you are still here, she's there.
Oh,
so please give her a big hand. Yeah. Thank you.